Today I'm going to do a bookshelf tour for 2016. So far, this is what it looks like. There are eventual plans to have another bookcase put just there and potentially another half one just around the side here, which you can't see. So hopefully you guys will find it interesting, and yeah, I'll see you guys in a minute.
So starting off with the very top of my bookshelf, we have Stitch from Lilo and Stitch and the Harry Potter film Wizardry book, which I got from the Leavesden Studio Tours here in the UK, and then we have the full set of Game of Thrones series by George R.R. Martin. And moving on to the first bookshelf of my bookcase, which looks like this. First up we have Kelly Armstrong's graphic novella Becoming, Brazen by Kelly Armstrong, Forbidden by Kelly Armstrong, Forsaken, also by Kelly Armstrong, Frostbitten by Kelly Armstrong, and Her Tales of the Otherworld. Memory Zero by Kerry Arthur, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, The Mists of Avalon by Marion Zimmer Bradley, Notes from a Small Island by Bill Bryson, Hardback of the Miniaturist by Jessie Burton, The Magician's Guild by Trudy Canavan, Book 1 of the Black Magician Trilogy, The Novice by Trudy Canavan, Book 2 in the Black Magician Trilogy, and the final book of the Black Magician Trilogy, The High Lord by Trudy Canavan. Also by Trudy Canavan we have Priestess of the White, Lost of the Wilds, and Voice of the Gods. Next up we have Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clarke, The Assassin's Curse by Cassandra Rose Clarke, Tom Clancy's Full Force and Effect by Mark Greaney, and finally for this shelf The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Moving on to the second shelf now, which looks like the following. First up we have the second instalment of the Hunger Games trilogy, Catching Fire, and then we have Mockingjay, also by Suzanne Collins, The Last Kingdom by Bernard Cornwell, The Man in the High Castle by Philip K. Dick, Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, The Garden of Evening Mists by Tan Tuong Eng, The Gift of Rain by Tan Tuong Eng, Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Next up we've got my very large collection of Raymond E. Weiss books. I won't go through all of the different trilogies and stuff, so I'll just go through each book. Magician, Silverthorn, A Darkness at Sethanen, Prince of the Blood, The King's Buccaneer, Shadow of a Dark Queen, Rise of a Merchant Prince, Rage of a Demon King, Shards of a Broken Crown, Krondor, The Betrayal, Krondor, The Assassins, Krondor, Tear of the Gods, Talon of the Silverhawk, King of Foxes, Exile's Return, Flight of the Nighthawks, Into a Dark Realm, Wrath of a Mad God. And then this is my third shelf. And continuing on with Raymond E. Weiss, we have Rides a Dread Legion, At the Gates of Darkness, A Kingdom Besieged, A Crown Imperiled, which is also signed. And then we have Daughter of the Empire by Raymond E. Feist and Janny Wirtz, Anansi Boys by Neil Gaiman, American Gods by Neil Gaiman, Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman, Hardback of The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman, and finally by Neil Gaiman his short story collection Smoke and Mirrors, The Girl in the Red Coat by Kate Hamer, The Lady of the Rivers by Philippa Gregory, The Red Queen by Philippa Gregory, The White Queen by Philippa Gregory, The Kingmaker's Daughter by Philippa Gregory, The White Princess by Philippa Gregory, Constant Princess, Philippa Gregory, The Other Boleyn Girl by Philippa Gregory, The Boleyn Inheritance by Philippa Gregory, Hardback of The King's Curse by Philippa Gregory, Hardback of The Taming of the Queen by Philippa Gregory, The Essie Quartet by Ursula Le Guin, and finally for this shelf, Alan Turing The Enigma by Andrew Hodges. And then for my next bookshelf we have the following. The Left Hand of God by Paul Hoffman, Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, Henry James, The Turn of the Screw, Robin Hobb, Assassin's Apprentice, Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb, Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb, Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb, The Mad Ship by Robin Hobb, Ship of Destiny by Robin Hobb, Fool's Errand by Robin Hobb, The Golden Fool by Robin Hobb, Fool's Fate by Robin Hobb, and finally Fool's Assassin by Robin Hobb. And The Mountains Echoed by Khaled Hosseini, A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini, Wall by Hugh Howey, Mass Effect Ascension, Mass Effect Retribution, Mass Effect Revelation by Drew Corption, Stephen King on writing, Stephen King, The Shining, Swords of Good Men by Snorri Christiansen, and The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. And then for the next shelf we have Spartan by Valerio Massimo Manfredi, Andy McNabb, Deep Black, Andy McNabb, Battlefield 3, which is also signed, The Dragon's Blade by Michael R. Miller, right to be published by Nicole Morgan, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, The Wind Singer by William Nicholson, Slaves of the Mastery by William Nicholson, Fire Song by William Nicholson, Sabriel by Garth Nix, Lyriel by Garth Nix, Abazin by Garth Nix, Cloriel by Garth Nix, and The Poems of Wilfred Owen, Eragon by Christopher Paolini, Eldest by Christopher Paolini, Brisinga by Christopher Paolini, and finally in the Inheritance cycle, Inheritance by Christopher Paolini, Angel in the White Heart by the Vellum Writers Circle, Terry Pratchett, The We Free Men, A Hatful of Sky, Wintersmith, I Shall Wear Midnight, The Shepherd's Crown, all part of the Tiffany A. King series. And then for our final shelf we have Christina Rossetti, Selected Poems, J.K. Rowling, The Casual Vacancy, which is also signed, The Tales of the Beadle the Bard and Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them by J.K. Rowling, Lamentation by C.J. Sanson, The Help by Catherine Stockett, The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson, The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson, The Alloy of Law by Brandon Sanderson, The Way of Kings, Brandon Sanderson, Words of Radiance, also by Brandon Sanderson, Macbeth by Shakespeare, The Winter's Tale, also by Shakespeare, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, Three Commando Brigade by Ewan Southby Taylor, The Amulet of Samarkand by Jonathan Stroud, which is also signed, The Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring by Tolkien, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, and Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, all by Tolkien, Rachel Vincent Stray, Before I Go to Sleep by S.J. Watson, which is also signed, Alison Weir, The Lady Elizabeth, Alison Weir, Dangerous Inheritance, The Martian by Andy Weir, Vulcan 607 by Roland White, and finally The Book Thief by Marcus Zizek.
I hope you guys enjoyed my bookshelf tour for 2016. Hopefully I will have more to show you as the year progresses. Thanks so much guys for watching this video, and I shall see you around soon. Bye!